The screen bursts into life with a swirl of violins, candlelight, and the unmistakable rustle of silk gowns, but just when you think you know what Bridgerton will give you, Season 4's trailer pulls the rug right out from under your feet. A fleeting shot of two hands brushing in a crowded ballroom sends sparks through the air. A glance, sharp and lingering, slices across the dance floor, dripping with tension. And then, a half-second flash, a whispered secret at the edge of a candlelit corridor, leaves us with more questions than answers. It's the kind of teaser that doesn't just promise romance. It warns you of heartbreak, betrayal, and a social storm unlike anything we've seen before. Netflix didn't just give us a trailer. They've given us a puzzle wrapped in silk and scandal, daring us to piece it together before the season arrives. In these opening moments, one thing becomes very clear: the romance in Season 4 isn't going to be simple. From the way the camera lingers on stolen glances to the way conversations are abruptly cut by the sharp turn of a fan, every frame is loaded with tension. Our lead couple, whoever they may officially be, are not walking into an easy love story. They're stepping into a minefield. The trailer's editing gives us a rhythm, a tender moment, an interruption, a burst of laughter, then a cold stare. This back and forth suggests that love this season is going to be tested at every turn. It feels like Netflix is telling us that even the most devoted hearts in Bridgerton are not safe from doubt and danger. What's even more intriguing is how the trailer blends joy with a constant undercurrent of unease. We see a breathtaking ballroom, lit like a dream, yet every smile feels just a touch too forced. Someone in the corner seems to be watching and taking note. It's a reminder that in the ton, love is never just between two people. It's a performance for the entire social stage. And in this performance, rivals and gossips lurk everywhere. That's why these first scenes hit so hard. They're romantic, yes, but they're also bracing us for heartbreak. The warm lighting and lush costumes hide the fact that not everyone in that ballroom wants this romance to succeed. Then, there's the subtle genius of the trailer's sound design. The music swells during moments of tenderness only to be sliced in half by a single sharp noise, the snap of a fan, the clink of a dropped glass, the sudden slam of a door. It's a pattern that keeps you on edge, and it mirrors the way relationships will likely unfold this season. Moments of hope immediately shadowed by suspicion or interruption. We've seen Bridgerton use this technique before, but never this deliberately. Season 4 seems ready to keep us guessing with every look, every pause, every perfectly timed cut. And yet, despite the storm clouds, the trailer doesn't let go of its heart. We still get that undeniable chemistry, those slow, almost magnetic movements that pull two people closer, even as the world around them tries to pull them apart. The romance is alive, burning under the surface, just waiting for its chance to erupt into full passion. But if the trailer is anything to go by, that eruption won't come without cost. Every smile could be the start of a scandal, every kiss could carry the weight of a dangerous secret, and every declaration of love could set off a chain of events. That changes the ton forever. Asterisk, the trailer wastes no time in planting the seeds of Season 4's central love story, and it's clear that this romance is going to be more tangled, more high-stakes, and far more unpredictable than anything we've seen before. In just a few carefully chosen shots, Netflix teases a relationship that feels like it's been brewing for seasons, glances charged with meaning, conversations that hover between warmth and warning, and a chemistry so palpable you can almost feel it through the screen. But unlike the sweeping love stories of past seasons, this one seems to be forged in the fire of conflict. Every tender moment we see is shadowed by something, a knowing smirk from a rival, a lingering look from someone who shouldn't be watching, or an unexpected interruption that cuts the air like a knife. It's the kind of romance that demands patience, courage, and the willingness to defy everyone who thinks they know better. What makes this love story stand out is how the trailer blends hope with danger in the same breath. There's a moment where the couple is framed under the glow of candlelight, hands inches apart, their eyes locked, but the scene cuts abruptly to a tense exchange across a crowded ballroom. The message is clear. Every step toward each other will be met with an equal and opposite force trying to push them apart. The ton has never been kind to couples who challenge its rules, and this romance is shaping up to be the ultimate test of loyalty and resilience. From the subtle defiance in their body language to the way they gravitate toward each other even in public, we can already tell that this relationship isn't just about love, it's about survival in a world built to break them. Netflix cleverly peppers the trailer with small, almost throwaway details that reveal more than the grand gestures do. A folded letter clutched in one hand, slightly crumpled as if read too many times. A glance at a clock in the middle of a conversation, hinting at stolen moments that must end before they're discovered. A shared breath in a carriage where silence says more than words ever could. These are the building blocks of a love story that's equal parts passion and strategy. It's not just about being together, it's about outsmarting everyone who stands in their way, whether that's a disapproving family member, a power-hungry suitor, or the ever-watchful pen of Lady Whistledown. The trailer also plays with contrasts in a way that makes the romance even more compelling. 1 second, the couple is caught in a swirl of dance, the world around them blurred in soft golds and creams, as if they're the only two people in existence. The next, they're in a dimly lit garden, voices low, faces tense, the glow replaced by shadows. It's in these contrasts that the stakes come into focus. The ballroom is where they can pretend, where the rules of the ton allow for polite flirtation. But the gardens? That's where truths are spoken, where alliances are tested, and where the choice to love someone can become a dangerous act of rebellion. What's most telling, though, is that the trailer never gives us a full picture of this couple's journey. We get fragments, a laugh shared over tea, a heated conversation by a window, the faint trace of a smile after a brush of fingers, but never the full story. This is intentional. Netflix is holding back, letting fans speculate, argue, and dream about what might happen next. It's the perfect way to ensure that when the season drops, every interaction will feel like a reward for the patience and curiosity they've built over months of waiting. Season 4's central romance isn't just a thread in the larger tapestry. It's the fabric itself, woven with strands of passion, secrecy, and defiance. And if the trailer is any indication, every episode will pull that fabric tighter, making it harder for the lovers to breathe, but impossible for them to let go. This isn't a love story that will be handed to them. It's one they'll have to fight for, every step of the way, with the entire ton watching, waiting, and ready to pounce at the first sign of weakness. Asterisk, if Season 4's romance is the fire, then the rivalries and social clashes teased in the trailer are the wind that will fan it into a blazing inferno. From the very first frame, it's clear that the ton is preparing for war. Not one fought with swords, but with sharp smiles, whispered rumors, and perfectly timed betrayals. We catch glimpses of grand gatherings that feel less like celebrations, and more like battlefields where every bow, every curtsy, and every choice of partner is a calculated move in a larger game. Netflix doesn't just show us characters. It shows us players, each with their own strategy for winning influence, securing love, or destroying an opponent. And this season, those strategies look sharper, colder, and more ruthless than ever. One of the most striking images in the trailer is a tense exchange across the ballroom floor. Two characters lock eyes from opposite ends of the room, their expressions unreadable but charged. Around them, the dance continues, oblivious to the invisible thread of hostility stretching between the two. This isn't just social tension, it's a declaration of battle. The trailer gives us no names, no context, but the message is unmistakable. Alliances will be tested and enemies will be made in the most public of settings. In a world where reputation is currency, a single misstep could mean social ruin, and everyone seems willing to push someone else over the edge. If it means securing their own position, we also see signs of rivalry creeping into spaces that once felt safe. A quick flash shows two women speaking in hushed tones at a garden party, their faces polite but their eyes sharp. Another scene shows a gentleman lingering too long beside someone else's intended, his charm masking a clear intent to stir trouble. These subtle moments hint at a season where conflict won't just come from obvious enemies. It will come from friends, family, and even potential lovers. The ton thrives on competition, and this year, it seems no one is off limits. Netflix has mastered the art of showing just enough to spark speculation, and this section of the trailer is a prime example. A raised eyebrow here, a passing smirk there, these tiny details are breadcrumbs leading to bigger confrontations. We see a fan snap shut a little too aggressively, a glass of wine placed down harder than necessary, and a conversation that stops dead when someone new approaches. These aren't random shots. They're clues, telling us that the social order is shifting and that every character is watching for their moment to rise, or to make someone else fall. What's especially fascinating is how these rivalries seem to bleed into the romantic storylines. A feud between two families could easily trap our central couple in the middle, forcing them to navigate a minefield of loyalties and grudges. We've seen in past seasons how quickly affection can be weaponized, and the trailer suggests we'll see this again. Lovers turned pawns, friends turned foes, and allies forced to choose sides when scandal breaks. Even the most private quarrel can become a public spectacle in the hands of Lady Whistledown, and judging by the faint smile we see on her alter ego in one brief clip, she's more than ready to stir the pot this season. The visual language of the trailer also reinforces the idea of looming conflict. Brightly lit ballrooms are paired with dimly lit corridors, suggesting that what's seen in public is only half the story. A character might toast to someone's health in the open, then plot against them behind closed doors. This duality is woven throughout the footage, lavish feasts contrasted with cold stares, romantic waltzes followed by whispered insults. It's a reminder that in the ton, appearances are everything. And they're almost always deceiving. By the end of these glimpses, one thing becomes clear. Season 4 isn't just about who ends up together. It's about who comes out on top. In a society where every move is scrutinized and every word can be twisted into scandal, rivalries aren't just dangerous. They're deadly to one's reputation. The question isn't whether there will be a victor, but how much will be lost in the fight to claim that title. Asterisk, if the rivalries are the battles we can see, then the hidden truths and secret agendas teased in the Bridgerton Season 4 trailer are the quiet weapons lurking in the dark, and they might be even more dangerous. From the very first second, the trailer drops hints that not everyone in the ton is playing an honest game. In fact, some characters might not even be playing the game we think they are. Netflix slips in brief, easily missed moments, a hand quickly pulling away from a letter before someone else enters the room, a glance exchanged between two unlikely allies, a smile that doesn't quite reach the eyes. Each of these flashes suggests a deeper layer to the story, one that will only reveal itself piece by piece as the season unfolds. One of the most telling images is a half-lit study, where a character sits alone, turning a sealed envelope over in their hands. The seal is unfamiliar, not a family crest we've seen before, and the scene cuts away before we see what's inside. This is the kind of detail that Bridgerton fans know better than to ignore. In this world, letters can ruin lives. They can expose affairs, destroy alliances, or even shift the balance of power in the ton overnight. And the way this moment is framed suggests that the information in that envelope could be a ticking time bomb, waiting for the perfect moment to detonate. Then there's Lady Whistledown, the ever-present ghostwriter of the ton's most scandalous headlines. The trailer shows no direct scene of her pen at work, but we catch glimpses of folded papers exchanged in the shadows, and a barely there smile from her alter ego as she observes a tense interaction from across the room. It's a reminder that, in Bridgerton, secrets don't stay secrets for long. Not when there's someone dedicated to turning them into the next day's entertainment. This season, though, it feels different. There's a sense that Whistledown might be holding on to certain truths, waiting until their release can cause maximum chaos. That kind of calculated patience is far more dangerous than gossip spilled. In haste, the trailer also teases hidden alliances that could change everything. We see two characters who rarely interact sharing a private drink, their conversation just out of earshot. Another shot shows someone slipping a note into another's, Hand during a dance, the movement so fluid that no one else notices. These are the kinds of connections that can reshape the power dynamics of the season, especially if they involve people we'd least expect to work together. In Bridgerton, the enemy of your enemy can easily become your most valuable friend, at least until their usefulness runs out. There's also a recurring motif of mirrors and reflections in the trailer. Characters glance at themselves before entering a room, or catch sight of someone else in a reflection before turning to face them. It's subtle, but it plays into the idea that what's presented in public is rarely the full truth. Mirrors are a visual reminder that every character might have a hidden side, a part of themselves they reveal only when no one is watching. It's a clever bit of visual storytelling that suggests the most important moves this season will happen where the audience and the ton can't easily see them. Even the romantic storyline hinted at in earlier sections seems tied to these secret agendas. A heated whisper in a dimly lit corridor is followed by a shot of the same character laughing brightly at a party. Another shows what looks like a casual meeting in the park, but the camera lingers on the folded paper tucked discreetly into a book. It's possible that love this season will come with conditions, bargains, and dangerous compromises, and the cost of keeping those deals hidden may be higher than anyone expects. By the end of the trailer, you're left with the feeling that no one is telling the full truth. Every smile could be a mask, every kind gesture a calculated move, and every moment of vulnerability a trap laid for someone else. Season 4 doesn't just promise romance and rivalry, it promises a season where the real story is happening behind closed doors, in coded messages, and in conversations that will never appear on the social calendar. The question is, when those truths finally come to light, will they destroy the guilty, or the innocent who never saw them coming?